Hi again, everyone. I'm Ollie Matthews. This is the Narcissistic Resistance, and this resistance video is sponsored by contribution from Anonymous, and here's her story. Hi, Ollie. I'd like to remain anonymous as I'm being stalked by my abuser, and they are deathly fearful of exposure. I appreciate your channel and love how you give people voices that were taken from them by their abusers. I donated to the channel and will donate more in the future as I continue to unpeel this sordid story of my life. I've been scapegoated my entire life. I learned about narcissism starting in 2013 due to an ex's family member, which was in college for psychology, discussing learning about the dark triad. When I looked it up out of curiosity, I was like, holy shit, this fits quite a few people I know, family included. I made the mistake recently of going back to an abusive narc ex because I thought I was the issue. Mainly because I was being blamed for so much by so many close people to me, and I'll get back to that part later. Not until I escaped with him assaulting me as I left, living under deplorable conditions for a month and beginning to get back on my feet with some help of loved ones, I did realize what damage he had caused. When we met, I didn't know him very well, but had heard he had a bad reputation with women. I don't know why, but I guess because I was always lied on, I chose to try and give him a chance. Also, you got to make sure that you're not looking at, I'm going to be the one to tame this one. That a lot of women try to do. He was worse than the rumors I had heard. I exposed him because after we broke up the first time, he continued harassing me, and I was already very anxious due to bullying from my family and a prior ex, as well as recovering from loss of close family members. I told him about the abuse of the prior ex, and that ex took advantage of the isolation from family to abuse me, and I kicked him out and isolated myself for almost a year, only going to work and coming home, a little time with close friends and remaining family. He took that as his cue. He abused me, caused a miscarriage, and left me when I told him I was hemorrhaging and told me to call my family. He took me for a procedure I needed after the miscarriage, and that same night we went out, and he had his tongue in a woman's ear when he hugged her. This was 2 days prior to my birthday. Then he told me 2 days later that he needed to go since I didn't have my car, and my family came and got my belongings, and I stayed with them. This is only one story. I left, dated someone else for a year. He emailed apologizing, and I thought no one else who didn't care would be so consistent, but I was nervous, and initially I went into a private group online and told my story, not mentioning his name. Nothing else worked to get him to back off so I could process my feelings, not family or friends talking to him, me threatening him, nothing. He was upset. Back to the reconciliation. I gave in. He called me. I replied, saw him in public, and we began again. Why? This time I wanted to move into some place I had that I didn't know was in shambles. He helped me move my things in, and I stayed with him for a year. It was a year from hell. He beat, berated me, put me down, ignored me, went out every night, and when I asked if he was seeing someone, he called me insecure. I mean, as he's beating you, berating you, putting you down, and going out every night. I mean, before he even gets to going out, what would be the beating, the berating wasn't the deal breaker? You telling you to call your family during a miscarriage wasn't a deal breaker? Why is your self-esteem so low that you're going to accept this? Why? If I asked how his day was, he said it was because I thought he was with the woman. Not true. I just wanted to make conversation. Nothing I did was right except cook for him. He told me once he felt powerful putting me down. The only time he would stop raging if I physically left and went for a drive and came back. He would tell me I forced myself to live with him, and when I tried to leave, he would attack me violently. You know what? You want to know why? Because he hates women, but he needs somebody around, and you are the break glass in case of emergency girl. That's all you are. You are another one, and I've done videos about him before. Another break glass in case of emergency, because he could do anything with you, and you're going to take it, and he don't like you. He don't like you, he don't love you, he don't care about you, he don't give a shit. He just wants you to, if you would just cook for him and clean, and then maybe come over for a booty call when he wanted, that's all he wants from you. That's all you are to him. He isolated me from everyone with his threats and made me feel helpless. I saw me go from looking happy, beautiful, rested back to how my appearance was after the first time we dated. He was sucking the life out of me. It was like he wanted the fight. When I agreed with him, it still wasn't good enough. Little did I know he was providing all this and recording me and using the fights he picked out of the air, and would leave, and I'd be calling like, what the fuck just happened, to say I was crazy to other people. This was in retaliation for me telling my story in a social group. I never told anyone I dated him, never mentioned his name at all. Yet, because he saw it, he felt exposed, and for over a year I was sleeping with the enemy. This went on for over a year. I found all of this out when I left him. I'll get into this later, but I don't know if he is a narcissist or just an extremely selfish person. Why are you so abused that you're going to... What is it in your past that has led you to just ignore the obvious? It's not even a question of what he is. He's dangerous, first of all. What's the difference? If he's just an extremely self, does it matter? This is why you're in the situation you're in, because you just won't accept the situation as a whole. You can't split hairs in narcissism here. They either are or they aren't, and he definitely is. There is no splitting hairs. You can't change this fucking guy. You're not going to be the one. You don't have a magic vagina that's going to change him and make it all better, and you're going to... It ain't happening. And I'm going to be very honest with you. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to your vagina right now. Stop letting it run your life. The guy is a fucking flaming pile of dog shit. Stop splitting hairs to give cover to the narcissist. Stop it. You can't change him. You can't fix him. Period. He says his image as a ladies' man is as a ladies' man, and he wants to keep that image, like living a double life, and I was his stay-at-home maid slave. It got worse when his family began to volunteer how abusive he's always been to me, and I told him what was said. He never confronted them about this either. What are your thoughts? I just gave them to you. Get away and stay away. There is no splitting hairs in narcissism. None. None. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to your vagina. Stop putting all your value into whether a man wants you or not. Stop it. Stop splitting hairs to provide cover for the narcissist. You can't fix him. Ever. And he will kill you as you try. You will die trying. I promise you that. So, I hope that helps. Thank you for your contribution and your story, Anonymous. I really appreciate it. Thank you to everybody watching. Please leave any opinions or advice in the comment section below. And again, if you want your story read on the channel, you have a topic you'd like me to cover, a narcissist you'd like to expose, you'd like to set up Skype, a phone call, have a private video made, or a Facebook live chat, or you'd like to sponsor a video like this for someone who needs help and can't afford it, or just make a contribution to the channel in general to keep it supported, growing, and successful, because this channel survives 100% on contributions from all of you. Without you guys, all this goes away. So if you like what you see here and you want to see more videos like this, you know what to do with the PayPal and email links in the description box. Also, please like and share this video wherever you can. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and be sure to click the subscription bell to be notified of all my video uploads. I'm Ollie Matthews. This has been the Narcissistic Resistance. Take care.